decision I've ever made in my entire life has been wrong. My life is the complete opposite.
Hello.
Hey guys!
We're back, and this is The Unknown Show. I am Bayside.
And I'm Boston.
The last three songs you heard were Takeover by Tom Rosenthal, Human by Rag and Bone Man, and Hunger by Luke Sital Singh.
Woohoo! So, this segment we're going to be talking about the Obamas. Woo! If there was like a laugh track or like a clapping track in here, guys, it would be perfect.
Because we love the Obamas.
There we go. Woo! We did it ourselves. So, the Obamas' anniversary was this week, and they each left some very heartfelt messages for each other. It's been kind of a troubling week overall, so it's nice to see these little moments of kind of love peeking out from people who have always been in the spotlight but haven't had a chance to really showcase what their lives are really like. So the Obamas took to Instagram, and Michelle Obama in particular referred to Barack Obama as her husband, her best friend, and her one true love, which was very, very cute to see. That they've supported each other through everything they've gone through in the White House and after the White House and before the White House, and they're both so kind of active in their communities, so it's amazing to see them find someone who's so similar and supportive of the other. But the really heartfelt message was Michelle Obama was on a talk show and during her anniversary, and she wasn't able to be with Barack Obama all day. So he sent a video message into the talk show telling her how much he loved her, how important she was to him, how she kind of inspires him every day, and it was really beautiful to hear. And she actually said afterwards that she had to leave and go home so she could be with her husband. So I thought that was really cute and just a nice warm message to see in kind of the middle of a troubling week. But in addition to that, we have some more good news, because guess what, guys? Today is Mean Girls Day. Yay! Woo!
The one day of the year where quoting Mean Girls isn't a past fad, but very relevant.
It's very acceptable.
It's very fetch.
So, I see what you did there. That was good. One for you, Glen. 4 for you, Glen Coco? I need to watch Mean Girls, guys.
It's been a while.
It's been too long. But, today is the anniversary, so some of the cast came out on, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, social media in general, and tweeted about the crisis in Las Vegas, and kind of what's been going on out there, that tragedy, and they kind of encouraged the support for that, while also kind of commemorating the anniversary of Mean Girls and when it came out, because Mean Girls has become such a cult classic.
It has, and on top of all that, the Mean Girls the musical previews are starting in March.
Yep,
and
spring 2018, guys.
And the theater in which it will be is now set up and says Mean Girls the musical, so it's officially being advertised and all that. So
I believe tickets are going on sale soon.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure when it comes to Broadway, to be honest.
I know the previews again start spring 2018, March. But I'm assuming it's not going to be too long after that.
Yep.
Usually they have a short stretch in previews, and they can tell pretty soon thereafter if it's going to Broadway or not. So
yep.
We should know sometime next semester.
Yeah. Thoughts on the fact that we have Mean Girls the musical starting next year at some point, and then SpongeBob the musical also starting in February,
and Frozen the musical.
Is there a lack of inspiration other than what we already have, or is this just because we're a culture of repeating things? I don't know.
I think it might be kind of a bit of both, because we've repeated so many things, so many different tropes, and it's almost like people are losing their creative side because they get stuck on one idea that they really, really enjoy, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with making different adaptations and seeing what other avenues you can take kind of artwork, but it's never a bad thing to create something entirely new on your own. Like, look at Hamilton.
Exactly.
No one expected that to do as well as it did because they considered it to be crazy.
Yep.
Like a rap musical.
No. It wasn't done, and now it's taken off. But I don't know. I think, okay, so SpongeBob, it's an original story.
Yes.
So that's good, you know. And I guess it was something that was bound to happen at some point. As far as Frozen the musical goes, it's something that when Frozen came out, I think I personally was very into. I was like, oh, this has to be a musical, just from seeing the movie, you know? But I think the issue with, like, the time in between the movie coming out and then by the time the script, set, all of that was worked out for the musical, it kind of fades. It's kind of like when a popular toy or something, you know, tries, like, okay, the Angry Birds movie, it came out so far after Angry Birds were relevant, and that's kind of how I feel about the Frozen thing. I'm curious just to see what they do, but I'm not as excited as I would have been 2.5 years ago. Yeah,
if they had been able to produce it, I think, even a year after the movie had come out, which is absolutely impossible for a Broadway show because so much goes into it.
Definitely.
If they had been able to manufacture this off of the back of that success, I think it would have done absolutely phenomenally. I think it would have absolutely swept some of the Broadway competition out of the water just because there'd be so many families taking their young children to go see this musical, this product. Which is kind of what you're seeing with Anastasia right now on Broadway. Anastasia's become very popular because it was maybe not the most popular Disney movie when we were younger, but the generation that's now buying Broadway tickets grew up with those movies. So I think they're operating, Frozen at least, is operating outside a window here where if they had followed the movie within a year, they would do very well successfully.
Yes.
Or if they had waited for the generation who kind of fell in love with it as children, not to say that our generation didn't love it.
But we don't got the funds to go see a musical.
Afford to see that right now, and you're not going to see couples going to see the Frozen musical. Like, obviously, a lot of people are interested in it, but it's not someone's first choice when they think of a Broadway musical.
I agree, and I guess that's kind of what's Mean Girls is happening. Because, I mean, Mean Girls is our generation, but it's also the one right above us.
The millennials.
You know, the millennials. So, I guess there are enough people in that bracket of Broadway purchasing people now that will be successful, because, I mean, the buzz around our age group is extremely evident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Broadway, it's mainly about relevancy and how common and how popular your idea or your theme is going to be. Again, you see things like Hamilton that come right out of the water and surprise people, but then you also see things like Dear Evan Hansen, where we're in a culture right now that is surrounded or has been hyper-focusing on the youth in our country and in the world and mental health in general. So something like Dear Evan Hansen, while it's beautifully written and it's absolutely a worthwhile show to see and produce and make, it's also kind of manufactured for a certain age group that they know people will be interested in hearing that storyline. So, I mean, that's kind of what Broadway has unfortunately been built around, so they can't always make the all-creative shows that people love, but yeah, it was weird to see SpongeBob and Frozen and Harry Potter and all those kind of Mean Girls, all of those kind of reworked shows come out at the same time, so it'll be different seeing that dynamic.
Definitely. Speaking of dynamics, we've got a great dynamic of indie songs to play for you guys.
That transition.
I know, and when we come back, we'll be talking about Taylor Swift through the years and her songs, so stay tuned.